there are several very good authors that were around in the 60s, 1960s. This is one of them. This is Richard Matheson's Legend of Hell House. Well, actually, the book is just called Hell House. The film was called Legend of Hell House. And it stars one of my favorite actors, Roddy McDowall, and Clive here. And we got several other people. Well, actually, there's only 4. There are a total of 6 people you see in the whole film. 2 of them are right at the beginning, and you don't see them again. The rest is just these 4 as they go to the Belasco house. The Belasco house is considered to be the only place where paranormal shit hasn't been refuted. Supposedly, one guy who had bought this house turned it into his own little debauched den. Now, McDowell plays the physical medium. There is Pamela Franklin. She's in the back. Oh, that's the wife, actually. Sorry, I don't know if you can see Pamela in that one. But she plays the mental medium. He, Clive, is the physicist. And they're all been brought to this one house by a very, very old man who wants to know, before he dies, if life after death is possible. He doesn't care if it is or not. He just wants a definitive answer. Well, I'm sure he does care if he was, but according to the way the book and the film goes, that's not his primary thing. His primary thing is wanting to have the knowledge, yes or no. And so he has hired what are all considered, that's Clive's wife back in the background there. They're all considered to be the best in their field. Best physicist, best physical medium, and Roddy McDowall's character had also been in a previous expedition to this particular house, the Belasco house, when he was only 15 years old. And at that point, he was considered to be the in physical mediums. And so he was the only one who got out of the house alive and not crippled or insane when he was 15. And there are a lot of people who, in the science community of the fiction of the book, that presumed that this was because he was so young and at that point still so strong. Because when it comes to psychic crap, someone might be able to keep it all the way through their lives. That's certainly plausible. But it is when you were in your teens when it is at the strongest, because all of your body's going through all of its hormone change. You know, your whole body is basically looking to expand, and quite often, frequently. Sorry, I keep getting a spam call and it's driving me nuts. As you get older, much like how cynicism sets in, you start sort of pulling back within yourself. You're not as willing to put yourself out there with the sign going, hey, look what I can do. Especially when you find out that when other people can find out what you can do, they have a tendency to be a bit mean about it. However, I digress. They have a week, only a week, to find out whether or not this is real, whether or not it's plausible. And it's not in the book, or I'm sorry, it's not in the movie, but it is in the book. The guy who sends them dies during that week. And his son did not like this project, did not want this project, and basically at the end of the book, the 2 that have survived this time understand that they're not even going to get paid for all the shit they've just gone through. They're supposed to get $100,000 for the 1 week, for 5 days worth of work, and it ain't going to happen anymore. Now, I know this is available as a movie on YouTube for both rent and purchase. I'm not too sure at the moment where else it might be playing. However, it does not matter where it's playing if you buy the book. And I will always, always encourage someone to read the book. Although in this case, it's not quite a question of, there are some books and movies where you say, if you see one, you don't have to read, blah, or vice versa. It's close. Not perfect, but it's close. And the book gets, as most books do, into a bit more detail about the psychological relationships between the different people. Either way, really good, very scary, and a whole lot of interesting stuff. If you can, and Richard Matheson is also, by the way, responsible for The Incredible Shrinking Man. So, he's a good writer.